All right, Shalom, Yasharal. I'm giving infinite honors to our Heavenly Father and our great King, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Harakakadash, double honors to our apostles and the bishops, a great millstone, and salutation to my fellow laborers in the Mashak Yahushai, pushing his blood doctrine across the four winds. All right, this topic is going to go into biblical marriage versus this modern day 21st century definition of marriage that comes from these Romans, these heathens. All right. I looked at this clip with this guy Speed, this vlogger, whatever the fuck he is, and he went down to Ghana and he went to a village, and I'm gonna let the clip play and funnel it through the scripture, and he learned how things were done in the ancient world because they still do marriage according to our customs, according to the scriptures, you know. And for brothers coming in, man, hey, we coming back to our heritage. We were discontinued from our heritage. We don't know what the things that we were doing before we came here to the shores of America and was westernized, all right? And in this clip, you get a very good depiction of how things were done during biblical times and how things are going to get done when we come back into power. This is our custom right here. So I'm going to let the clip play, funnel through the scriptures, Abaratazai edifying to the hearers.
How old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
You what?
20 years old.
You 20? And you live in this village?
Yes.
You got a husband? You don't?
All right. Now listen, that's a 20-year-old virgin. Okay? That's a 20-year-old virgin. And you're going to hear what happens when her father come in. So just imagine going and finding a car that was built in 2006 with 0 miles. That's a fine gem in America. That's some precious cargo in America. You go find a car that was a 2006 anything with 0 miles on it. All right. This is precious cargo here. An untouched maiden. Okay. She's 20 years old. Okay. Born in 2006. Okay. And let's see what her father has to say about this. He asked her how old she was. She said 20. This woman is more valuable than 95% of the women here in America. All right. No, I'll go on a limb and say she's more valuable than 98 to 99% of all 20-year. I'll go and say 99.99% of all the 20 years olds in America. All right. This is unheard of, a 20-year-old virgin in America. Okay. This is how we got down, man. This is what you call quality. All right.
Who your mom? Who your dad?
Mom. I don't know.
Who your mom and dad?
Who your mom and dad?
All right. Now look, when you look at her, she has an innocence to her too. That's another thing I want you to see. Like she has a shamefacedness to her. She has an innocence and a shame face. Now I'm gonna say this. Like what he's doing now, he couldn't do that. Now you're not gonna be able to just, well, yeah, you can talk to the young maiden. You can talk to her and then you go to her father. So this is not going off what he's doing. But you can see she has an innocent in her. All right. You can tell you know, sometimes you can look at a female, you can tell she ain't Jenny from around the block. You can tell she don't got miles on her. You can tell she's green. You can just look at her and pick it up. She has a shyness, a shamefacedness to her.
You're the owner, right? Where's he at?
Him right here.
Daughter.
Oh, that's your daughter?
Yes. First daughter. Oh. You want to give me cows?
Huh?
You want to give me some cows?
Yeah.
So propose, and then you come with your family, then we negotiate.
He say you want to give me some cows for her, and you get your family and my family, and we'll negotiate. Now, I Speed, hypothetically speaking, he has a father that could come negotiate. I Speed father be on his videos, all right. But this is how things were done. He said, get your family, and we can negotiate. That's the way marriage was done in America. You see, the father courted the groom's father and the groom. All right, because men know how to pick husbands for wives. Here in America, a woman don't know how to pick a man. She's just gonna pick a man on how he look, That's it. That's as shallow as a female is. He looks good. Or they might have some females that be like, he has a good job. All right. He have a lot of money. All right. They don't look at this guy's his morale. All right. They don't look and see if he is a decent guy. All right. They don't know how to talk to him and see if he's a stand-up guy, a decent guy. He's a wholesome guy, a holy man. All right. A man of purpose that has standards decently in order. Females don't look at those traits for men. As far as a female looks at, he's handsome and he got money. That's it. He has a nice car. That's it. And what happened to females? They get popped and then he goes on to the next one. A man is going to study that guy to see if he's really a stand-up, decent guy and he's a man of his word. All right? That's the way we did things in our when we were in power.
She has to agree first.
Wait,
You have to ask from her first. If she agrees, then you can come to the father and then you can negotiate how many cows you can pay so that she becomes your wife.
how many cows do I have to give you so I can marry her?
17.
17.
Damn, 17 cows. That's a good deal for a virgin. Shit, I pay for that. Now, this the part where they put a twist on. She don't have to agree. Now, that part is a bone. That's off. She don't have to agree. The guy just said, and if she agrees, then you go to the father and you negotiate. All right. In biblical times, when we in the power, she has no say in the matter. She don't have. If she could disagree, you marrying him, and I'm getting him 17 cows. Okay. And that's a good price. A cow for a virgin, a pretty, attractive, wholesome woman. That's better than anything you could get here in America. That's better than any of these skeezers you see dancing on videos or in the club. You're getting a wholesome, untouched maiden that no man has never defiled. Okay? These guys with money, they be tricking, giving these women $5,000, $6,000, buying high-priced Birkin bags and Gucci purses, taking them on expensive motherfucking trips and shit. Shit, I'd rather use those resources on virgins, man. If I'm gonna spend on some virgins. Okay, if I'm a deal with another man can't say he ever touched, man. Okay, 17 cows, man. Hey, it's worth it. All right.
17 cows?
Yes.
How old are
Okay, but yeah, that's a 2006 with no miles on it, man. Okay, that's how we're gonna do things when we get back into power. All right, our Lord is blowing that breath of life in us, and the kingdom of heaven is worth way more than women, and wives. Okay, all right, it's about us cleaning up our mind and being holy. All right, as it is in heaven, we are putting that vibration in the earth. Okay. But when it comes to building the family unit, this is how things are done. This is how you don't have whores. This is how you don't have prostitutes. This is the way of doing things. Okay, this is how your daughter don't end up with the wrong guy. Okay, you give your daughter away to a man that fears the Lord. Okay, now I got this little article right here that I came up on. All right, and it's an article written by a guy named Baron Patriot. Okay. What is barato in the Bible? Is it the same as modern engagement? And modern engagement is a custom that comes from ancient Rome. Okay. So I'm going to start off right here. What is modern engagement? All right. And the action of engagement of the state of being engaged. Okay. Number 3 says a mutual promise to get married. Okay. All right. The period during which this promise is kept. Okay. Now I'm gonna go to definition number 3. It says number 3 is the one we're after in context. Okay. Modern engagement involves a man and a woman promising to marry one another. Okay. That's not biblical. That's not biblical. Okay. Biblically, the father of the bride, it wasn't no such thing as marriage without the father of the bride signing on for it. Okay. So that's not biblical. This is a Western way of doing things. This is the way the Romans and the Greeks did shit. Okay, this is not how the Hebrews of the Bible did marriage. Okay, this is a 21st century satanic way of doing things. And look around us. Marriage is a joke in America because women don't know how to pick husbands. Okay, that's the essence and core of it. Notably, they both promise to marry each other and are not married until the wedding takes place. However, Barato is radically different. It's night and day. Okay, let's go to it. All right. What is biblical betrothal? Betrothal. I might be pronouncing it wrong. To be betrothed. All right, that's what it means. Betrothal. That's how you pronounce it. Salaki. Part of the reason for this article, there is no concise and correct definition that also shows up and near top of the search engines. At least for me, I have no idea what the algorithm serves for others. All right, but that's because the so-called white man don't want people to know how things were done biblically. He's got our scriptures and put his spin on what marriage is. All right, when you go look up biblical marriage, all right, and go to images, it's nothing but rings. All right, rings is a heathen custom. Us Israelites didn't get no woman no ring. That's the rings started with the Romans, where the Egyptians started and the Romans adopted it. Okay, thus I will give a full and proper definition here and then support it biblically afterwards. Okay, so here's the spoiler definition with evidence to follow. Biblical betrothal occurs when a man goes to a girl's father. That's what we just seen Speed talking to the chiefdom, the village chief. That was his daughter, the 20-year-old virgin, and convinced him to give his daughter to the man as a wife, usually by paying a bride price. The moment the bride price changes hands, the man and the girl were considered married and not a yet consummated marriage. All right. This state, that's why when you read the scriptures, it say, if a woman is betrothed to a man and another man take her, that man should be put to death because it's like he committed full-fledged adultery. But if she wasn't promised to a man, all right, and a man took her, he would have to pay the father 50 shekels. But if she was promised to the man, that's a sin unto death, okay? Because you defiled that man's virgin. This state of unconsummated marriage is called betrothal, and it required a divorce to break it because it was true and genuine, and it was a true and genuine marriage. Again, I support all of this biblically in a moment, okay? Whoever this Edomite is, he cooking. He on point so far. No bones in what he's saying so far, all right? And that's what we just seen on that video, okay? First, please notice two things. All right. The difference is when a woman is engaged and a man is engaged, an engagement can get broken off. But when somebody is betrothed, they're married. All right. First, the couple was actually considered married, though it was not yet consummated marriage because he ain't popped it yet. If your father said, if the bride's father said, give me 18 cows, and then the father of the groom gave that man the 18 cows and the product switched hands, they married. Even without consummating with sex. They married. That's that guy's property now. Second, the girl absolutely had, that was the bone in the video. That's what I was saying earlier when he said the girl had to agree. Second, the girl had absolutely no say in the matter. She don't got no say. All right. That was the only bone in that video. What she said didn't matter. None whatsoever. Except perhaps by trying to convince her father. Yeah, now she can tell her father, I don't want to do it. All right. But let's say she come from a lower class family and the father, because it's really a business deal too. All right. It had a lot to do with economics. And that father is trying to get more land and more lot for his family. And it's a rich man that wants his daughter for his son. That father don't care what that daughter say. Look, you about to marry him. I need them 18 cows. I need them 18 cows and them 3 acres her father is going to give to me. You see? It's a business ordeal too. This is one of the primary differences between modern engagement and biblical betrothal. All right. Now on to the proof. All right, white boy, you cooking. Okay. All right, I'm not about to get that. It was something else I wanted to get. All right, this is the part I want. Barato was between a man and the girl's father, or the man's father. Okay, that's how we do things when our laws govern us. That's how we do things. All right, because a man can't pull over on a man when he pull over on a woman. Women get the shade put over them anytime. Like we have the saying, it's a saying in the world, not us, but it's a world of custom. Tell her whatever she want to hear so you can get what you want out of her. See, you can't do that to a man. You can't come tell a man whatever he want to hear. A man is more prudent than a woman. A man is gonna analyze you more. He's gonna seek you out more. All right, but a woman, you just could whisper to a woman sweet nothings, and she fall for the banana in the tailpipe every time, especially an American woman. All right, they're shallow. That's why the scriptures say in the Apocrypha, in the book of Sirach, give not yourself over to a light woman. Because a light woman that's simple, she gonna commit adultery on you. All the nigga gotta do is come tell her she pretty and sexy. She gonna and isolate her. She gonna let him pop. Okay. All right. Women are simple, especially here in America. And it was usually included a bride price. All right. This is Exodus 22 and 16 through 17. If a man seduces a virgin who is not betrothed and lies with her, he should give the bride price for her and make her his wife. You see, because they wasn't married, so he got to pay the father 50 shekels. If the father utterly refuses to give her to him, he shall pay money equal to the bride price for virgins. You see, and the bride price for that man in that video was 17 cows. And probably if you live in their economic habitat, that's a lot of money. That's probably extremely a lot of money. That's only the rich probably can afford that amongst their people. You know what I'm saying? 17 cows on some real shit. To buy 17 cows in this society is not cheap, man. I think a cow might be $700 a head, a small cow. Let me see how much a cow is a head here in America. Shit, that's expensive. Even here in America. How much is a cow worth? Goddamn. A cow worth varies greatly from around 1,000 to over 3,000 for a live animal, depending on its breed, age, quality, and purpose. Dairy or beef. For meat, buying a whole, a half cow costs more upfront, but it's cheaper per pound, averaging $1,800 to $3,500 for a whole cow. Plus processing fees, and specialized breeds like Wagyu can cost up more, reaching $5,000 to $6,000 a head. God damn. All right, so look, let's go with the base price. So if we was in America, that virgin would have cost $18,000. A cow, he said a price could go from $1,000, pay $18,000 for unturned. To me, that's worth it. That's worth it. That's better than getting a bitch, a female, Salaki. That's better than getting a woman. All right, when you get to a 10 men and had her. $18,000 is worth it, man. That's worth every quarter, every penny. $18,000, and nobody else has touched this woman. All right, she's attractive. She listens to you. That's better than any dollar you'll spend here in this corner round. It's worth it. It's worth it. A 20-year-old virgin, no miles on her. Shit. Boy, that your dollar working for you with that one, that's worth $18,000. All right, let me go back to where I was at. Okay, I know what I wanted to get in Numbers, where it showed that a father could disannul a wedding. All right, here we go. This is what I want right here: brothel versus engagement. Betrothal. I said brothel, Salakia. Betrothal versus engagement vows. It wasn't possible for a virgin, a never married woman, to enter into a modern engagement in the Old Testament. All right, you see, a woman can't do that. A woman couldn't pick her own husband. She couldn't be like, "Oh, you're my fiance. We're gonna get married," without her father's approval. All right, that's how the white man do things. It's satanic. It's out of order. It's profane. It's outside of the temple. That's not our way of doing things. That's not our custom. All right, our people. What that is in Proverbs, the third chapter says, it says, "Even not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways." The way marriage is done here in America, our people have adopted the ways of the heathen. A woman shouldn't have no say in the man she marries because she can't pick a husband. She doesn't have the wisdom. It takes wisdom and understanding to pick a husband for your daughter. Okay, because when you give your daughter away, you're going to give your daughter away to a man that has understanding and fears the Lord, so he could do right by your daughter. Okay, and it reads, because of some of God's commandments in the Mosaic law, modern engagement is a promise to get married between the bride and the groom. All right, that's some Western bullshit. That's off. And the marriage is contracted by the exchange of vows. Okay. However, in the Mosaic law, Yahweh gave the father power to annul his daughter's vows. You see, she didn't have no power to do that. Let's say she did make a vow. The father found out, he can disannul it. Okay, he can be like, "Oh no, you're not doing that." This is Numbers 30 and verse 3. Also, if a woman makes a vow to the Lord and binds herself by an obligation in her father's house, in her youth, and her father hears her vow and her obligation by which she has bound herself, and her father says nothing to her, then all her vows shall stand, and every obligation, Salakia, by which she has bound herself shall stand. But if her father should forbid her on the day he hears of it, none of her vows or obligations by which she have bound herself shall stand, and the Lord will forgive her because her father had forbidden her. And it goes the same thing when she gets married. She can't make a vow without her husband signing off on it. You see what I'm saying? That's what we're gonna get back to. That's how households were decent in order. Now in these modern times, a woman say that's a slave and I'm being oppressed. All right, who put that in a woman's mind? The so-called white man. But look what happens when you give them their liberty. All right, look when you let them gad abroad and do what they want to do. All of them are complete whores. They're harlots. Okay, because they have no order. They have no structure. Okay. So let me get some scriptures. Okay. Bear with me. Get my precepts. Okay. This is Esther, the book of Esther. All right. And look, even the heathen, that's why when you read, is that the book of Daniel? When the scriptures say he was different than the other nations. I think it's Daniel 7. Because he did things differently. Matter of fact, let me get it. Daniel, the 7th chapter. Because in this scripture, it's something that the Persians was doing, what I'm about to read. But it said when the white man came into power, he changed times and laws. And just the way of doing things. Yeah, here we go. I'm going to start at verse 24. All right. I'm going to start at verse 23. This is Daniel 7 and 23. Then he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth. This is talking about the Roman Empire. All right. The so-called white man in power. which shall be diverse from all kingdoms. All right. Now, what made him diverse from all kingdoms? All kingdoms had monolithic kings. All right. They did things. They had concubines. They practiced polygamy. Okay. The king was a dictator. But when they came into power, they had a senate. They put monoganism and homosexuality in the earth. All right. By decree. All right. They turned things upside down. And all shall devour and shall devour the whole earth. That means he's going to have dominion. All right. The dew of heaven and what you read in Genesis, the 25th chapter. He's going to have the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven. All right. He's going to have dominion over the earth and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. Okay. So when he came into power, he put new philosophies in the earth that the other kings before him didn't do, because we about to prove it. What we about to read in Esther is what the Persian king did. Okay. Kings always had multiple wives, men of power, and concubines. It wasn't demonized like the so-called white man demonizes, because he's a flaming bati boy. All right. All right. This is the book of Esther, chapter 2. We'll get straight to the point. All right. From the top. All right. Esther chapter 2 from the top. After these things, when the wrath of King Ahasuerus was appeased, he remembered Vashta and what she had done and what was decreed against her. See, man, men didn't in the ancient world didn't play no woman bucking up against him, being an insubordinate. He stripped her of her queendom, all right, when she disrespected a decree from him and put her away. Okay, that's what the way things were done in the ancient world. A woman didn't have the liberty and power to come against men. All right. And this king of the Persians, all right, this is Xerxes in on the movie 300. All right. He didn't deal with her insubordination. He put her ass away. Then said the king's servants that ministered to him, let there be fair young virgins sought for the king. You see, in the kingdom, man, we just gonna have a number of virgins, man. See that when he told Speed, look, man, I want 18 cows for you to marry my daughter. All right, you paying for a virgin. That's $1 well spent. Another man can't say he had your woman. That's priceless, man. You got a 20-year-old fresh virgin, never been penetrated, hymen still intact. Okay, that's money well spent, and she's the daughter of a king, so she comes from good stock. That's money well spent. You know, better save up for them cows. But in the kingdom of heaven, all us we gonna be good. We're not gonna, whatever your brother's dowry is, you're gonna pay it, because the daughter's gonna be worth it. She's not gonna be tainted. She's not going to have another man's DNA swimming in her. All right. And that's the life of a king. A king does not go behind another man. A king is going to feel inferior. He's going to feel less than if he touch a woman that another man has touched. That's the meaning of being royal, aristocrat, a high functioning God king, man. We're not going to be touching nothing another man has touched. That's going to make us feel inferior. Okay? That's why in the ancient world, kings put chastity belts on women. All right? We're going to have young virgins, man. All right? And let the king appoint officers in all provinces of his kingdom. They may gather together all the fair young virgins into Shushan the palace. All right? So he had a whole palace, a whole harem built, so he could put nothing but virgins in there. Nothing pop coming in there. You been pop, you ain't coming in this palace. He said nothing but virgins. All right, that's gonna be our way of living, man. We ain't gonna be, every woman we get is gonna be untainted, untouched. Okay. To the house of the women, unto the custody of the heads of the king's chamberlain, keeper of the women, and we're gonna have what you call eunuchs over our women. Okay? We'll have eunuchs over our women. All right? Doing the heavy lifting and serving them. Okay? All right, and this is for the concubines, the wives are gonna be on a higher level. The Israelite wives, they're gonna be on a higher level, a higher frequency, okay, in the kingdom. And let their things for purification be given them. Okay, so that shows you that's our custom, that's our way of doing things, man. You gave when we married virgins, man. We on a low vibration here in America, man. Okay, this some low vibrational shit. By the time you get your wife, man, here in America, man, 10 men in her. And I'm being generous when I say 10 men. All right, even if you get a woman, and she's a hopeful elect sister, all right, the Lord is cleaning them up just like they cleaning us up. But her body count, man, might be astronomical. All right? That's the way things are done. That's why the Lord called us this adulterous generation. All right? When things get put back in order, man, it's going to be all good. All right? And you see, over there in Ghana, all right, that show you, like, those elect women we're going to be getting, they're going to be virgins. Over there in Ghana, they got villages full of virgins over there. They fought us keeping them pure. You know, may take a little trip, a little spaceship to Ghana and go to them little villages on the outskirts, way in the country, in the rural areas, and get them dad some cows, man. Okay? That's me, you know, speaking as a man. All right. All right, this is Song of Solomon 6 and 7. As a piece of pomegranate are thy temples with thy locks. There are 80 queens and 80 concubines and virgins without number. See, that's how we're going to be rocking out. Our queens are going to be virgins, our concubines are going to be virgins, and we're going to have virgins without number. Okay? My dove, my undefiled, is but one. But look, when you understand this verse, the Lord is telling you that wisdom is more precious than all those beautiful women. He said, my dove, my undefiled, is but one. She is the only one of her mother. She is the choice one that bear her. So you can get all these beautiful women, all these virgins. It's better to have wisdom. All right. She's the choice one. All right. You tell wisdom that's your kinswoman. When you have wisdom, all the other stuff come. The daughter saw her and blessed her. Yeah, the queens and the concubines, and they praised her. All right? That's talking about wisdom, man. Okay? But I brought that out for verse 8. All right? There are 80 queens and 80 concubines. All right? And virgins without number, man. That's going to be the way of life for an Israelite man, man. We only going to be touching untouched maidens. The way things are done here in America, we ain't about to be getting all these sloppy seconds. In a lot of cases, sloppy. You sloppy 20. You the 25th nigga, man. You the 25th man. You the 35th man. Nah, man, that's diabolical. But it's become a social norm here in America, man. That is diabolical. All right. What I need? I need the Apocrypha. Bear with me. I know what I need to do. All right, there we go. All right, this is the book of Sirach. Chapter 26. Man, I'm just waiting for this. I'm ready for World War III to pop out, man. I'm waiting for the kingdom of heaven ushered in. You see, like when we go on these topics about women gonna be like small commodity in the kingdom of heaven. Yes, we're gonna have all these beautiful women, but you gotta understand when you understand wisdom is vast. All right, women gonna be an easy thing. Like we're gonna get these spiritual powers. You know, we're gonna be going to other solar systems, other universes. All right, exploring other life. All right, learning how to harness the power the Lord give to us. We're gonna be seeing other beings. All right, it's like Paul wrote that eyes have not seen, and ears have not heard, and your mortal mind can't fathom what the Lord have in store for us. All right, us bringing the 2/3 back and having sex and beautiful women, man, that's just small potatoes. That's thinking base level, man. This power that the Lord gonna give us, man. They say our mortal minds can't even fathom it, man. Okay, it's just that we've been bought so low here in America. You be content with a woman and find out, oh, you only had 5 men, man. In the ancient world, man, that was abomination, man. Oh man, that girl, she's straight. She only been with 5 men. Oh no. Hell to the nah. Shit no. That would be abomination in the ancient world. She would be deemed a harlot. All right, this is 26, Sirach 26:14. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there's nothing so much as worth the mind well instructed. Now look at this woman. Look at her countenance.
What are you?
Look at the description.
20 years old.
You what?
20 years old.
You 20?
Look at her countenance. She just seemed very shy, faced it, and she looked like she'll do whatever he tell her. She'll be well instructed. He could teach her, you know, how to be according to his mind.
You live in this village?
Yes.
You can see the innocence on her. She ain't been defiled by a man. You can see the innocence on her.
Got a husband?
Look at her. She barely could look at him in his eyes. He asked her, did he have a husband? And she started blushing, man. She started blushing.
Don't?
Yeah, you can see it in her. She looked pure. She looked like, when I say pure, she looked like she's undefiled, haven't been defiled by a man. A man ain't stroked her with that rod of correction yet. And he's so worldly, his dumb ass, he don't know that's the way you go. Fuck these Babylonian women. You better get you one of them women from them villages, nigga. Get someone. Any woman you get in America is gonna have a man that see you with her and be like, oh, I had her every kind of way. There's gonna be some guy that's just gonna be like, oh man, he got that hoe with him, man. I used to toss that hoe up. All right. Verse 15. A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace. You see, that little girl looked shamefaced. 2006 was 0 miles, and her continent mind cannot be valued. Man, you can't value a lovely, quiet, meek, mild-mannered, decent woman, man. That's of high value with no miles on her. All right, that's priceless, man. You don't find nothing like that in America. I don't even think they got them in America. Man, ain't no virgins, no 20-year-old virgins in America, man. Unless you're a big girl that nobody want. And even the big girls over here, you're gonna have some niggas somewhere gonna pop her. All right. All right. All right. This is Sirach 7. And 26. Has thou a wife after thy mind? You see, look at her. You can coach her. You can guide her. She'll be after your mind. She can be instructed. You can tell her what you like to eat. You can tell her, look, you're going to worship the God I worship. When I pray, you pray with me. Look, hey, look, this is what I want you to do with my son while I'm going out in the field. All right? Look at her. You can see the innocence.
Mom, who your dad?
I don't know.
Who your mom and dad?
Your mom and dad.
She's extremely shy, man. She's shy as fuck, shamefaced as fuck, man. Like her heart beating fast. Okay? Has thy wife after thy mind? You could get her after your mind. All right? You can teach her. You can instruct her. All right? You can raise her. Forsake her not, and you be good to her. You don't deal with her like you'll deal with a harlot in the street. You be tender and delicate with her. You deal upright with her. Okay? We not no He-Man woman haters club here in Great Millstone. If you got a woman and she doing right by you, you treat her good. But give not thyself over to a light woman. See, these whores here in America, they are light women. All you got to do is tell them they pretty, they're going to fuck you. That's it. Tell them they pretty. Take them to Ralph and Cat Cools. Take them to get the 2 for $20 at Chili's. Okay? Take them to a movie and buy a cup of daiquiris and give them a couple of margarita shots, Patron margarita shots, and you're off to the races, man. You can have your way with them, man. Okay? But in the kingdom of heaven, man, we're gonna have some decent, orderly women that fear the Lord, first and foremost. They're going to fear their husbands, and we're going to put the fear of the Lord in them, man. Okay? So with that, Abba Ratazah, this was edifying to the hearers. I'm going to give infinite honors to our Heavenly Father and our great King, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Harakakadash, double honors to our apostles and our bishops of Great Millstone, and salutation to our fellow labors in the Mashak Yahweh Shah, Kwam Yasharala, Baba Baal Shalom.